I do want to talk about this. I've covered it.
Oh,
Marvels and how it's tracking right now is not been good. There's an embargo that I think is going to be up. I think the day before, if I'm not mistaken,
midnight going
midnight
into the
going
day.
into the day that it's going to launch. So that's not
Yes.
even the day before. That's
No,
basically the
it's
day.
hours before, if not in some cinemas, the moment it releases.
Yeah,
If you want to go to like one of those, not that I don't know if it's going to get a midnight screening, but anywhere it won't here. But it'll be, yeah. I mean, literally just 8 hours or so,
yeah,
10 hours before the actual launch. Yeah,
yeah.
that's a good sign, by the way.
So female fronted, which is that's what they led with. Hollywood Reporter.
Of course,
Of course, that's literally the first words in it. The Marvels is tracking to open in 75 million to 80 million range in the latest test of box office. Superhero fatigue. Term I use, of course.
no
Uh,
bullshit fatigue.
yeah, exactly. It launches November the 10th. That's right around the corner, guys. So look, this is I want to be clear and I'll be fair. It doesn't need to track what it did because that was never going to happen. Doesn't need to track what it did with Captain Marvel, the first one. It doesn't have that same setup in order for it to be successful. However, I think the number was $270 million or something that they spent on this damn movie.
Somewhere in that's where it's looking,
Yeah,
somewhere in the region of,
so
yeah.
they got a ways to go for sure to make some money if they are to make some money and they're not on the greatest of tracks.
800 mil to
Yeah,
break even.
give or take, give or
Yeah.
take. So
Give or take, we're around about 800.
yeah, that's that's a long shot right now. Look, best case scenario again. This is Eric July being objective. Movie comes out, it's the greatest damn thing in the world. It's the greatest thing in the world, and everybody goes to see it. It holds very well. That would be what would have to happen for this to be successful. But the thing that I don't like about this, as this article sort of indicates there, and the title, the headline as it reads right here, this term superhero fatigue, and I want to get as his thoughts. I'll give mine here first. Look, for me, the reason why I don't like this term is for two reasons. We have examples of other media. Hell, we just talking about Spider-Man. Other media that's going to sell real well that is based on comic book characters. So I think the argument in itself is bullshit. Now, granted, if I am to yet again be fair, maybe there is a case of we're saying the same things, we're just defining it differently. Okay. I don't think that's happening with them. I would say that that's not what they're saying. What media is saying, and this is why I don't like the term, is that they're basically, be it the producers, actors, actresses, everybody involved, directors, they're completely absolved of any sort of problems or bad things it is that they've done to these properties. Because what it says is it's everybody else's fault, right? So the genre is the issue, right? It's we're doing our jobs. People just aren't interested anymore because of fatigue. And so it lets them get off easy and making bad product that people don't want. And that's my problem with the term superhero fatigue. It just lets them off far too easy to my liking. That's me.
It's just mainstream running interference. That's it. That's what superhero fatigue means. It means that I discussed in my video about Tim Sheridan yesterday. A point I kept going back to was there is just a distinct lack of responsibility being taken. Now, Kevin Feige is not going to come out and say, "Look, we've literally been making dog shit for 4 years, and that has driven people and the audience away." And you can tell because Guardians 3 opened up very poorly. And it opened up poorly because every product before had been shit. But more people liked Guardians 3 than didn't dislike it. And it had really good legs on it. I thought it was mid, but it had really good legs on it. Mm-hmm. So it was actually word of mouth from the people that liked it, which got more people to come into the cinema. Yeah. That's why Guardians 3 didn't do as well as Guardians 2, but might have turned over a small profit
Right.
because of the high budgets. The superhero fatigue is dog shit fatigue. When you've got rid of Captain America, when you've got rid of Iron Man, when Thor is a walking joke who plays second fiddle to Jane Cancer Breath, when none of the Black Widow is dead, Hawkeye is now being dragged around and beaten by girls a third his size. Every male character, Loki's having his balls kicked in by Lady Sif every fucking 2 seconds. Every male character has been emasculated. Every male character has been made a joke. Every male character has had a female alternative take over the power role within that dynamic. And most people who go to the cinema, male or female, because there's only 2 genders, they like things which make sense. And women like masculine men, and women like feminine women. Men like masculine men. Men like femininity. Men like strong heroes. Men like vulnerability. Women the same. And we're getting none of these classic tropes which have gone through hundreds of years worth of storytelling in different characters from different eras, but there is one thematic consistency between it. And now we're being fed slop, and we're being fed a reverse Uno card and being told this is what you want. No. And so you drive off the norm. There is no hero fatigue per se. Is there a too much? I think so.
Oh yeah, there's a
I think it's too much, but if the quality was there,
for sure,
then I think people would still be interested in seeing it. And when something interesting comes out, whether it be a Joker, whether it be Guardians 3 that some people found interesting, whether it be the nostalgia bait, but it worked because it was done right with No Way Home, people will come out in force to watch that. But it's not unfair to say that what we're getting with all the TV shows, Secret Invasion, Loki, all that shite, Hawkeye, it's not unfair to say it's dog shit. Because that it's slot, it's conveyor belt, get it out, whack it on, move on to next product. There's no care. It doesn't feel like there's any attention. There's no reason to invest in the characters. The heroes aren't doing anything heroic to make us invested in them. Why do we care? None of the proper processes are being set up anymore. None of them. And so it's just it's now become not superhero fatigue. It's now become just another Marvel product. And there is a massive difference. And even in Disney, at Disney Marvel, they have done 3 screeners now, 3 different screeners of Ms. Marvel. One of them was over 2 hours long. And the immediate reaction was, holy shit, this is garbage. We need to cut this down as much as possible. The next one was around 1 hour and 45 minutes. More off. It's unwatchable. And then the latest screener that went round, and I know this for a fact, because this is directly from somebody at Disney who saw it, 88 minutes. And the people, when they were discussing it in the screening room afterwards, said, we need to skate fast over this thin ice. I.e., we need to get this short out. The longer it is, the more it's going to be absolutely ripped apart. And they also were discussing Chris Evans and Robert Downey Jr., and they were also discussing how the fuck do we get out of stage 5 and reboot the whole fucking thing. And if that's where the actual corporation is, the company is, how the hell do you expect an audience to go watch this shit?
True.
So you can run as much interference as you want. You can say superhero fatigue. You can say misogyny. You can say racism. You can say anti-Muslim. Say what you want. The simple fact of the matter is there's a very, 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 very high chance it's just dog shit. But nobody wants to take responsibility for that anymore.
Yeah.
Because we're in an industry of cowards, run by cowards, with cowards, written by cowards, for cowards.
That's a fact. That's just what it is, man. It's an excuse, and I don't like it. There's too many examples to the contrary for me to let them get away with that. And I love the accountability, the responsibility element and angle that you take there, because that's really what this is, right? It's like they're looking for an out, they're running interference, but they're looking for an out to give these people to essentially say it's not their fault. They had nothing to do with it. It was really they're saying it was ours, right? It's the audience. The audience just got tired of it, but not tired of our bad
keep
work.
Saying that to you. Keep saying that to the people that pay you.
Yeah.
Keep saying that. It's working out so well for you right now. Your stock's plummeting. Nobody's watching your product. Indiana Jones as a franchise is dead. Star Wars as a franchise is dead. The MCU is fucking dead. It's the customer.
Yeah.
It's keep saying that. Ballless. Not a fucking scrotum sack to be found anywhere in fucking Hollywood. No testes, no nothing. The person with the biggest balls got fired. She was called Gina Carano.
Mm-hmm. That's a fact. That's a fucking fact. But yeah, we're not gonna let them get off easy. That's an excuse.
I'll be completely fair with the film.
Yeah,
I will see it and I'll be fair. If
this
I'll
is why I leave it up for opening. I mean, as much as I might not think that it's gonna happen, like, look, if it's the world's greatest fucking movie, which is what it would have to be, in order for it to hold it, or not, it's gonna have to do better than that. Like, they're gonna have to get an increase, man. If they're gonna want to get to that 800 million that they're gonna need to make some money, or to at least break even.
It's not. No. I look. I initially thought this is going to do about 650. That's what I initially thought. But when all this stuff started coming out about the editing and cutting it and cutting it and cutting it, then my lips started to. I started to say, Oh, this is looking tasty now. I would be amazed if this did 450. I think that's the highest it's gonna do. World, and this is worldwide, not domestic. This is worldwide. I think it's it's gonna do better than The Flash. Oh boy.
Yeah, congrats on that.
But yeah, I think this is I think saying 450.
If that hits 450, they are going to lose hundreds of millions of dollars.
With it three to yeah, at least 300 mil.
Yeah. Hundreds of millions of dollars is what they're going to lose.
Yeah. But it's okay, because I saw them talking about, oh, yeah, but they'll get money from licensing. Who licenses them, Eric?
Themselves.
They do.
Themselves.
They license their own fucking shit.
Yeah.
They move. Why do you think
laundering, bro?
Why do you think? Yes. Why do you think the streaming service is billions in debt, losing billions? It's because they're paying all the fucking licenses for the films which are losing money to say, well, it made a little profit. Because you gave yourself 160 million in license money to put it on your own fucking shit service.
That's money laundering, bro.
There's three lawsuits now against them because of this.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
That's laundering, man.
C'est la vie.
Yeah. Up next for the Rippaverse this fall is Alpha Core #1, written by one of the most prolific writers of all time, Chuck Dixon. Penciled by the legendary Joe Bennett. You're not going to want to miss this book. Visit Rippaverse.com to stay up to date and grab ISOM #1 to get caught up on the first appearance of Alpha Core.